Today, the Nifty increased by 100 points. Today, the Sensex increased by 400 points. If you are a beginner in the stock market, then these terms would most likely confuse you. What is Nifty? What is Sensex? The answer is in today's video. Let's understand each of these terms, how it is calculated, and everything related to that in today's video.
Hi everyone, I am Jayesha. And before starting this video, let me ask you a small question. Okay, so you know that there are two stock exchanges in India, that is NSE and BSE. So NSE is National Stock Exchange and BSE is Bombay Stock Exchange. Now if I ask you, which one of them have more number of companies listed on are there more number of companies listed on NSE or are there on BSE? Which has more number of companies? So you might think, okay, Bombay Stock Exchange and this is National Stock Exchange. So NSE might have more number of companies. But to answer the question, BSE has more than 5,000 listed companies and NSE has more than 1,600 listed companies. Okay. So first of all, BSE has more number of companies. Okay. So 5,000 and here there is more than 1,600. So more than 6,600 companies are listed on NSE and BSE in total. No, it's not like that. Okay. So all the famous companies which you know, like Reliance, Tata Motors, Infosys, ITC, okay, so they will be listed on NSE also and they will be listed on BSE also, all the famous companies which you know. So the Indian stock market are a little bit different, the Indian stock exchanges. Okay, so Reliance is listed on NSE also and on BSE also. Tata Motors is listed on NSE also and BSE also. Okay, now tell me one thing, if I ask you that, tell me that how has the market been performing since the past 2 weeks? Okay, is the market bullish? Are the prices of the stocks increasing? Or is the market bearish and the prices of the stocks are decreasing? So, so if you ask me this question, so I'll say that it has been increasing. The market has been on a good performance in the last 2 weeks and the market is on a bullish note. The prices are increasing. Okay. Now I just told you that there are 5,000 companies on BSE and more than 1,600 on NSE. So is it like I went to each of the company and I saw their prices that, okay, this company has increased by this much, this company's price has increased by this much. And after going through so many companies, I told you that, okay, that overall market, if I see the general trend of the market in the past 2 weeks, the prices have been increasing and the market is on a bullish note. So it's not practically possible, right? Because 5,000 companies and 1,600 companies are on NSE and BSE, right? So to solve this problem, we have the concept of index. Okay, so to solve this problem, the concept of index was invented. Now, Nifty and Sensex, both of these are indices. Okay, so the singular is index and the plural is indices. Okay, so Nifty is the index of the top 50 companies on NSE and Sensex is the index of the top 30 companies on BSE. Okay, so this is a chart of Nifty. You can see over here. So let me change this to, let's say, 6 months chart, right? So you can see the price of this is also fluctuating, right? And this is the chart of Sensex. Okay, if I make this also 6 months, so here also you can see that the price is fluctuating. Okay, now coming to the question which I asked to you, that tell me that how the market has been performing since the past 2 weeks. Okay, so let me go to Nifty. Okay, and I change this to 1 minute chart. Okay, so today is 23rd July when I'm shooting this video. So let's say that I want to track that how it has performed after 7th of July. Okay, so on 7th of July, the closing price was 16,132.9. Okay, so 16,132, and currently it has closed at 16,719, right? So it has increased. You can even see from the graph over here, right? It has increased from, if I compare it from 7th July to 23rd July, let's say, then it has increased, right? Similarly, if I go to Sensex and if I see the 1 month chart, you can see similar things, that it was at 54,178 and currently it is at 56,072, right? So it has increased from the past 2 weeks. So the logic of index is that if you want to see that how the entire market overall has performed, right? So it shows us the general market trend, that in general, what was the trend since the last 2 weeks? Was the market bullish? Was the prices increasing? Or was it bearish, that the prices were decreasing? Or was it like a sideways, that not too bullish or not even too bearish, right? So that is shown to us by index. So we can even see for 1 day, for 5 days, 1 month, whatever. Let's say we want to see from the past 1 year. Okay, so October 2021 it was 58,000 and currently it is at 56,000, and you can see the fluctuations over here, right? Similarly, if I go to Nifty also, I can see from the past 1 year, or I can even see from the past 5 years or whatever. So the logic is that you do not need to see so many companies, and you do not need to check the prices of all of them and then tell that, okay, I have seen the prices of 5,000 companies and now I'm telling you that, okay, that overall the market has performed good in the past 2 weeks. No, just see the index. So I saw that from 7th July to 22nd July, it has increased. That means that the overall market has performed good since the past 2 weeks. Okay. Now, the question might come to you is, so I told you that Nifty is the index of the top 50 companies on NSE, and Sensex is the index of the top 30 companies on BSE. Okay. So this number tracks the top 50 companies on NSE, and this number tracks the top 30 companies on BSE, right? So now whenever I'm saying top companies, how is it decided that which company is the top company? So this is decided by something known as market capitalization. Okay. So whenever I'm saying top companies, I mean the top companies according to market capitalization. Okay. Now you tell me one thing. I told you that there are 5,000 companies listed on BSE, and Sensex tracks only 30 companies of them. So how can 30 companies show that how the overall 5,000 companies are performing? Are the prices increasing or decreasing? And similarly, if I go to Nifty, then this price only tracks the top 50 companies out of the 1,600 companies, more than 1,600 companies listed on NSE. So how can only 50 companies show that how the overall market and how the other 1,600 companies are performing, right? To answer this question, let's understand how these prices are calculated. This 16,000, this 56,000, how are they calculated? And let's understand the simple it's not so simple, but if you just understand it, so it's all logical. Okay. Once you understand that through an Excel sheet, it will make sense to you that how we arrive at these numbers, and why, if we consider only the top 30 companies, then they can show us the movement of the entire market. And similarly for Nifty, the top 50 companies, right? So let's go to the Excel sheet. Now, first of all, let us understand what is market capitalization. Okay. So let's say the price of one company is the price of a share of one company is 5,000 rupees. Okay. And the total number of shares of that company is 1 crore. I've just taken this example for simplicity. Okay. These do not represent some real numbers or anything like that. I just need to explain you the logic. Okay. So if the price of one share is 5,000 rupees and there are total 1 crore shares of a company, the total market capitalization is price multiplied by the number of shares. Okay. So it is kind of like the value of a company, right? So one share is of 5,000 rupees and total 1 crore shares of the company. So the value of the company kind of is this value. Okay. So price multiplied by number of shares. Okay. Now I'll explain you how are Nifty and Sensex calculated. So for here, the simplicity, I've taken only 5 examples. Okay. So these are 5 companies, A, B, C, D, and E. And these are the prices. Okay. So for Nifty, we have 50 companies, and for Sensex, we have 30 companies. But I'll show you the calculation with 5 companies. If you do the same calculation with the top 50 companies of NSE, you can arrive at the price of, the value of Nifty. And similarly for Sensex, the top 30 companies. Okay. But currently, let me show you the calculation with only 5 companies. Okay. So now assume that these were the prices on Thursday. Okay, these were the prices of, this was the price of A, this was the price of B, and similarly, this was the price of E. Okay. And I've taken 1 crore shares for each of the company for simplicity. So the market capitalization you can see is this multiplied by this, right? Okay, you can see over here, C4 multiplied by B4, right? Similarly, the market capitalization for all the 5 companies. Okay. So here I'm assuming that Nifty has only 5 companies, but in actual it has 50 companies, right? I hope you have that in mind. So this is the total market capitalization, the sum of all of this. Okay. So these were the closing prices on Thursday. Okay. Now let's say on Friday, the prices of all of these increased and these were the closing prices. Okay. So from 5,000, it became 5,050. This increased from 3,500 to 3,550, and similarly the other ones as well. Okay. So now the market capitalization will change, right? Because as the price of the share changes, so we'll multiply this number of shares with the current new price, right? So the market capitalization will also change. Okay. So as and when, so I told you that during the live market, the prices continuously keep on fluctuating, right? I've explained this to you in my video of LTP, right? The latest traded price. So as the price also changes, the market capitalization also changes, because it is price multiplied by the number of outstanding shares, right? So as the price changes, the market capitalization will also change. Okay, so now based on this new price, I've calculated the market capitalization on Friday. Okay, so these were the prices and the market capitalization on Thursday, and these are on Friday. Okay, and here is the percentage change. Okay, so you can see that all of these 5, the prices has increased. Now because the prices have increased, the market capitalization has also increased, right? Now the total market capitalization has become this. Okay, so here it is around 16,800 crores, and here it has increased to almost 17,010 crores. Okay, so now the percentage change from year to year in the total market capitalization was 1.25%. Okay, and here I've taken that on Thursday the closing value of Nifty was 16,000. So here the closing value will be 16,200. Okay, so the logic is that the change in the market capitalization, the total market capitalization of all of these companies is 1.25%. So even Nifty has to increase from 16,000 to 1. So it will increase by 1.25%. So it will increase from 16,000 to 16,200. Okay, so the percentage change in Nifty will be the percentage change in total market capitalization. So here I've taken only 5 companies, but if I take the top 50 companies and I calculate the percentage change in the total market capitalization, that will give me the change in the Nifty value. Okay, so if I just for simplicity, let's say I double all of these values. Okay, and okay, let's do one thing. Let's make this double. Okay, into 2. Okay, so from 5,000. Now it does not double in one day, obviously, right? But just to explain my concept, so from 5,000 it became 10,000, from 3,500 it becomes 7,000, right? So the price doubled basically. So the market capitalization also doubled. You can see from 16,800 it doubled to 33,600. So because the market capitalization also doubled, now the Nifty will also get doubled, right? So whatever will be the percentage change in the total market capitalization, that same percentage change will be in this Nifty, right? And similarly for Sensex, you can see that if we do for the top 30 companies of BSE, similarly you can calculate it for the Sensex, right? So this is the NSE India website, and here you can see Nifty 50, right? And these are the stocks in the Nifty 50. These are the top 50 stocks according to the market capitalization, right? And this is a percentage change of Friday, right? Friday was the last trading day. Saturday, Sunday the market is closed, right? So here you can see the percentage changes like we have calculated in the Excel sheet, right? So here you can see 4%, this is 5%, 3%, 3% again, and similarly here you can see majority of the changes are positive, and if you see the changes which are negative, so they are less in number, and they are also like the maximum is 1.87% negative change, and here the positive we have maximum 4.9%, right? And even here you can see they are very less negative changes like 0.01% negative and so on, right? So overall the market has the Nifty 50 has increased by 0.69%, right? So this was 1 day's change. Now similarly here you can see the 30 days change according to the previous 30 days, right? And here you can see the 365 days change. Okay, so if I just see at the 30 days change, then you can see most of them are positive. Only 1 or 2 here I can see negative. Then over here I can see one negative, right? So most of them are positive, and even there are big numbers like 10% change, 14%, 16, 17%, 13%, 13.57%, right? So here you can see the overall change for the 30 days for the Nifty is 6.91%, right? Similarly you can do for the past 365 days and so on, right? So now you understand how this thing changes, right? How this fluctuates. So this even fluctuates during the live market because the prices continuously change, right? So this thing fluctuates during the live market. Even Nifty and even Sensex, both of them fluctuate during the live market, right? Because the prices of the stocks change, and according to that the Nifty and Sensex is also changing, right? Continuously during the live market. Let me also show you some other examples. So we have considered till now only the positive changes, so let's try to make it negative. So if I just make all of this half, so let's say divide by 2, okay, and so here you can see from 16,000 it went to 8,000, right? So basically the logic is that if I compare the old market capitalization, the total market capitalization of all the not all the companies. So like for Nifty 50, it will be 50 companies, and for Sensex, it will be 30 companies, right? So if I compare the total market capitalization, then the ratio of old to new total market capitalization will be the ratio of the old to new Nifty. Now this old can be 1 day, it can be 1 month, or whatever according to which you are calculating, right? So let's say that I'm calculating for 1 day, and 1 day, okay, let's take that I'm calculating for 5 years, and in 5 years, this price has, let's say, halved. So from 5,000 to 2,500, hypothetical case that all the prices have been halved, right? So in that case, the Nifty will be from 16,000 to 8,000 in 1 year or 5 years, whatever the example we are taking, right? So if it doubles, then the Nifty will also double. If it gets half, the Nifty will also get half. If it increases by 30%, then Nifty will also increase by 30%, right? And the same goes for Sensex. And here I have taken the example of 5 companies. So for Nifty, it will be the top 50 companies and of NSE, and for Sensex, it will be the top 30 companies of BSE, right? Now I want to show you that why, if we just track the top companies, then we can track the performance of the whole market. Okay, so I told you that there are more than 1600 companies on NSE, and for Nifty we just have the top 50 companies, and for Sensex we have just the top 30 companies out of the more than 5000 companies listed on the BSE, right? So how can just 30 companies show that how the whole 5000 companies are performing, and how for the Nifty just the top 50 companies can show that how the whole 1600 companies are performing, right? So for showing you that, this is the website of NSE India, and I'll download this and I'll show you this in my Excel sheet. The total of all of these, this is the market cap of all the companies in the Excel sheet which I have downloaded just now, and this is the total which I have calculated, which is the sum of all of these companies. And let's calculate the market cap only for the top 50 companies, that is only for the Nifty. Okay, so if I go up till the 50th row, and okay, and if I just divide this and I change this to percentage, okay, so you can see, so this is the total market cap of all the 1600 companies. Okay, more than 1600 companies, okay, 1600 plus. Okay, and this is the market cap of the top 50 companies. Okay, so more than 58% of the market cap of 1600 companies is just covered by 50 companies. Okay, so I hope you understand how heavy the weightage of these top 50 companies is in the entire market. Okay, so this is the total market capitalization of all the 1600 companies, more than 1600 companies, and out of that 58% is just of the top 50 companies. Okay, and similarly you can calculate for the Sensex, right? So this is the reason that we can just by seeing Nifty and Sensex we can estimate the movement of the whole market. Okay, so because they have such a high weightage, the logic is that just see how the top 50 companies are performing, and you will get an idea of that. Okay, if the top 50 companies are performing well, means that the overall 1600 companies are also performing great. And similarly for the Sensex. Okay, so the logic is that just see Nifty and Sensex. If Nifty is increasing, means if Nifty and Sensex are increasing, means the market is performing good, and if they are decreasing, that it means that the value is falling, then the market is performing bad, or it's a bearish market, right? Similarly you can calculate it for 1 day change, 1 year change, whatever. I explained it to you, right? Okay, so I showed this to you that how based on yesterday's closing value of Nifty, we can calculate the today's closing value of Nifty if we have the yesterday's prices and the today's prices, and obviously the number of shares, so we can calculate the market capitalization, right? So now for calculating this, we saw that okay, from year to year there's a 50% change, so the Nifty will also change by 50%. So based on this 16,000, we calculated today's closing value of Nifty, that is 8,000. Okay, hypothetical case. But how is this 16,000 calculated? That must be calculated based on the previous. So this was of today. This was of the previous day. Now let's say before this, the Nifty must have been, let's say, at 15,000. Okay, and the market cap would have increased by whatever percentage. So we calculated that okay, because from year to year the market cap has increased by this much percentage, so even the Nifty will increase from the same percentage, and it will become from 15,000 to 16,000, right? So every time we are using the previous data of Nifty. So if you want to calculate for today, we are using the yesterday's value of Nifty and seeing the change according to that we are calculating, right? But so for calculating today's value, we saw for yesterday's, for calculating yesterday's, we saw day before yesterday's. So it must have started somewhere, right, with the reference point. So that reference point I want to show you on the graph. So it's not visible over here, but Nifty was started in 1995 with a base value of 1000. Okay. Now after, whenever the market capitalization would have doubled, so it would have become from 1000 to 2000. Okay. So whenever here I can see 1000, 2000 around. So at that time the market capitalization would have doubled from the time where we took the reference as 1000. Okay. From there, whenever it must have been tripled, here the value must have become 3000. Okay. And from there, from 1995, where it started from a value of 1000, it has today come to a value of 16,719, and it also made a high of 18,600 and something. Okay, so what started from 1000 has now become 18,600 plus. Right now it's at 16,700, but it has also crossed 18,600. And similarly, if I show you the graph for Sensex, then Sensex started with a value of 100 in 1979, and since then it has reached currently at 56,000, and it has also reached a high of more than 60,000. Okay, I guess 62,000 something. Okay, so this is the logic of so see, India is a growing economy. Okay, so from the past so many years, India has been growing as an economy, so that is the reason the Nifty and Sensex have increased. So if you want to invest for a longer term, then you can invest in the top companies like HDFC, Reliance. You can basically invest in index funds, mutual funds. That's a separate video, but anyways. So yeah, so Nifty was started with a base value of 1000 in 1995, and Sensex was started with a base value of 100 in 1979. And you can see that where they have reached today. Okay, another thing which I want to show you is that other than Nifty and Sensex also, we have many other indices, right? Because like I told you, the main logic of something known as an index is that I want to see that what is the direction of the market, right? So if I am seeing that the top 50 companies of NSE, and I'm changing that, what I'm seeing that what is the percentage change in them, according to that the Nifty will have the percentage change in Nifty, right? So the logic is that if you want to see the direction of the whole market, then just see the top 50 companies. If the top 50 companies are increasing, the Nifty will also increase, right? So it means that if I want to see the direction of the whole market, just see Nifty. If Nifty is increasing, means overall the market is bullish and the prices are increasing. If Nifty is decreasing, means overall the market is bearish and the prices are decreasing, right? Now let's say that I'm interested only in some particular sector. Okay, so here here you can see Nifty 50, here you can see Nifty mid cap 50, here you can see Nifty small cap 50, right? And here you can also see sectorial indices. Okay, so Nifty bank, Nifty energy, Nifty IT. Okay, so let's say I go to Nifty pharma. Okay, now let's say that when the COVID-19 and everything news came, so you are interested in only the pharmaceutical companies. Okay, you thought that okay, because of this COVID and all of this thing, the pharma companies are going to make a lot of profit. That was your thinking. So you thought that let me see how the pharma companies are performing since the last 1 year or since the last 6 months, and according to that I'll decide that whether I want to invest in the pharma companies, right? So you can just see the Nifty pharma index, right? So here same things, you can see that percentage changes for 1 day, for the past 365 days, for the past 30 days, right? And here you will see only the top pharma companies, right? Similarly here if I do Nifty IT, so here you will see only the IT companies, right? Similarly there is Nifty Auto, Nifty Bank, Nifty Metal, Nifty Pharma, right? All the other sectors you will see, not all the sectors, but the majority of the sectors you will see Nifty Auto and all of that, right? So these are sectorial indices, so you can use them to track a particular sector. Okay, so if I go to Nifty Bank, okay, and I see that the 30 days change is 10.69%. Okay, and let's say I go to Nifty IT. Okay, so the change 30-day change is 1.29%, right? So in the last 1 month, Nifty IT has increased by 1.29%, so approximately only 1%. And on the other hand, if I go to Nifty Bank, so it has, or Bank Nifty, it has changed by 10.69%, right? So in the last 1 month, the banking sector like HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, all of these companies, right? So the Nifty Bank has increased by 11% approximately, and the Nifty IT has increased by 1%. So this tells you that from the past 1 month, the banking sector stocks have been performing very good, right? They have, so here you can see Axis Bank, it has increased by almost 15%. Bank of Baroda, you can see almost 21%. Here also 15%. 17.6%, 22% approximately, 18%, right? But if I go to, let's say, Nifty IT, so here you can see there are many negative also, then only this one 10.22 number, and so comparatively lesser numbers or more negative numbers you can see, right? So you can analyze a particular sector's performance in the last 1 month, in the last 1 day, in the last 1 year, using these indices. Okay, similarly for graphs for these also you can find out on Google, right, for the Nifty Bank, Nifty IT or whatever sectors, right? So if you want to track any particular sector, then you can choose this sectoral indices, and if you want to track the whole market, then you can use Nifty 50 or you can use Sensex, right? Because these are the top companies of the entire market according to the market capitalization. So Nifty 50 is top 50 companies of NSE and Sensex is the top 30 companies of BSE, right? And similarly here we also have Nifty mid cap 50, Nifty small cap 250, and similarly, right? So just the name is changing. So here like I tell you that it is, let's say, Nifty mid cap 150. So instead of 50 companies, it will take the top 150 companies according to the market capitalization, and it will take only the mid cap companies. Okay, I'll explain you in the next segment of this video what is mid cap, what is small cap, what is large cap. Okay, so it will take the top 150 companies according to the market capitalization in the mid cap, only the mid cap companies. So top 150 mid cap companies it will take. This will take the top 50 mid cap companies. This will take the top 50 small cap companies. And whenever I'm saying top companies, it means top according to market capitalization, right? So now let's go to the segment where I'll explain to you about what is mid cap, small cap and large cap. So you understood what is market capitalization. So those companies which have the market capitalization less than 5,000 crores, they are known as small cap. Those companies which have market capitalization ranging from 5,000 crores to 20,000 crores, they are known as mid cap. And greater than 20,000 crores, those companies are known as large cap. Okay, so large cap is usually the companies like Reliance, Tata Motors, Axis Bank, the established companies, right? So investing in small cap is like a low risk, a high risk, high return game, and investing in a large cap is a low risk, low return game. Okay, now why is it like that? Because see, small cap are usually new companies or companies which are not doing fundamentally good. Okay, so now let's say there's a new company, there's a new startup which is being listed on the stock exchange. So not new, I mean there are certain rules, you need to complete certain years before getting listed on the stock exchange, but it's a relatively new company, right? If we compare it to Reliance, HDFC or any such company. So now if they are at a very small level right now, comparing it to these established companies, so they can grow, let's say 5 times, 10 times or 2 times or whatever. Okay, right? The growth potential is high in the small cap because they are relatively small or new companies, right? But if I compare it to like Reliance, HDFC, so they are already at a certain level, right? Now how much more can they grow, right? There is a certain limit, there comes a certain limit or challenges if they want to grow beyond a certain level, right? Because they're already at a very good and established level, right? So but now since they are at a very established level, the chances of them getting bankrupt or anything like that is like almost very less, right? And if I compare it to a new company, then the chances of them getting bankrupt or anything like that, they will be quite high, right? But the growth potential is also high, right? So that is the reason small cap, if you invest in companies which are in the small cap, it is like a high risk, high return. You are taking a high risk, but you are also getting a high return. And investing in large cap is like you are getting a low return, but you are also taking a very low risk, right? And mid cap is like the middle or the moderate kind, so moderate risk, medium risk and medium returns, right? So mid cap, small cap, mid cap and large cap. Less than 5,000 crores, small cap. Between 5,000 to 20,000 crores, mid cap. And more than 20,000 crores, large cap. Okay, so when I say 5,000, 20,000 crores, I mean the market capitalization, right? If the market capitalization is less than 5,000 crores, it's a small cap. If the market capitalization is between 5,000 to 20,000 crores, it is mid cap. And if the market capitalization is more than 20,000 crores, it's a large cap, right? So that's what I wanted to explain in this video about market capitalization, what is index. So I hope you found this video useful, and that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.